Grant.
And I'm Josh.
Otherwise known as the Beekman Boys, and the founders of Beekman 1802, a farm in Sharon Springs, New York. And
we just came out with our new cookbook.
Our third cookbook, and this one is all about the delicious vegetables that we raise on the farm and what we do. Well, you know, when you're a hobby farmer especially, you're always, trying out new vegetables, maybe things you haven't grown before, or you grew something and you had a bumper crop of it that year, and you're like, what am I going to do with this 30 pounds of kale, or my, 12 pounds of radishes? And so we really wanted to create a book for those people who have hobby farms, or just the average consumer who might go to the farmer's market and see, oh, this is on sale this week, what can I do with it? And we wanted a book that you could actually carry with you, look up in the index, oh, radishes, here's what I make with it. And so that was really the story of this book. And on virtually any vegetable you can think of, we have a recipe for it.
Well, it changes because we divide the book by season, so every season we have a different favorite. And I think from the summer we love the Heirloom tomato tart. It's kind of our favorite, and a lot of people seem to have been making that. But then we also have a kind of a surprise dessert recipe in there that's a beet chocolate cake recipe. That's really amazing.
And eggplant meatballs. That seems to be a real crowd pleaser so far, really.
Okay, my favorite heirloom vegetable are peas. And peas come in the springtime, and people don't realize there's a very short window when you can get really sweet, fresh garden peas. Not the snappy kind, or the kind that you actually have to shell the old-fashioned way. And there's an amazing recipe for spring pea soup in here that is great hot or cold. It's delicious.
And what I'm looking forward to are the first heirloom tomatoes. And I know I shouldn't say this because we write cookbooks, but there's nothing better than a tomato sandwich made with an heirloom tomato, mayonnaise, and 2 slices of white bread, salt and pepper. That's all you need.
That's your recipe.
Amazing. Yeah.
Well, I think my advice, we always tell people, is you're not running away from the city. Make sure you have a plan before you go out there. Don't just fall off the grid, because you'll probably then have to climb back onto it at some point. So take baby steps. One of you keep your jobs, work in the city so you have a paycheck, and then eventually grow your farm or whatever your business in the country is until you can support yourself. But don't just give it all up and run away.
And I always say either have a really good business plan or a really good trust fund.
Yeah. I think one of the most important things that it sort of retaught us was patience. And because, when you live in the city, New York City or LA or anywhere, you can get anything you want anytime, 24 hours a day, and you can get it delivered right to your door. And when we moved to the country, we realized that, not only can you not get everything you want from the store, but, sometimes you have to wait all year just to get a great tomato. We don't even have gourmet grocery stores, so if you're not growing it yourself, you're not getting it. So waiting for great tomatoes or strawberries or apples in the fall, that sort of patience and the anticipation of those things is worth even more than having it anytime you want.
Because absence really does make the heart grow fonder.
I'm leaving then.
Well, our signature cheese is called Black, and there's no other cheese like it made in the world. It's 60% goat, 40% cow, and before it goes into the cave to age, we ash it with vegetable ash. So when it comes out of the cave, it has this beautiful black rind that is completely edible. So that's what we're most famous for. This year we have a waiting list of about 3,000 people. And it comes out of the cave in 2 weeks, so people better get their name on, we call it the blacklist, so they can go to our website and get on the blacklist. And then in September, we're launching a brand new cheese called Ghost, G-O-A-S-T. So people will be able to look out for that.
Oh, a funny goat story. Well, just recently, one of the goats has learned how to unlatch the gate. And this is not just the irregular latch, it has a thing that you have to tip up, and then the hook has to come off, and then you have to push the whole thing up. Basically, what our goat has learned to do is stick its tongue out and swirl around on the latch until it opens. And poor Farmer John was out at like 2 in the morning swearing at all the goats because they were out and eating all the grain.
See, I don't think that's so special. Once she realizes how to close the gate behind her, then, she's special.
Then she gets some props.
Yeah.